Hello students, I hope you all are doing good. So today we will start with our next chapter, that is three-dimensional geometry. Till last class we have completed your application on derivatives. I hope you all have completed the notes. Now we'll proceed to our chapter 11, that is three-dimensional geometry, and this is totally linked with your vector algebra which you have already done. Yes, it is similar, it is full same, not much difference, but just we are doing in our Cartesian plane. We are 3D, you have studied, right? 3D. So we're gonna do that. Now in your vector algebra, how you have studied your x I cap plus y j cap plus k z cap, right? Like we consider this like AB vector. What is your vector? Which has both dimension and magnitude, whereas your scalar is just concerned with your direction, right? Sorry, magnitude. This is given as what? R vector, right? R vector is your same x I cap plus y j cap plus k z cap. So if you have to find your unit means like modulus of this vector, how you gonna do? Squaring it, right? The components with your I cap, j cap and z cap, that is your x squared plus y squared plus z squared. In the same way we're gonna study, you have studied your direction cosines, you have studied your direction angles, right? Your direction ratios A, B, C, we were considering direction cosines, L, M, N, where your L was cos alpha, your M was cos beta, and your N was cos gamma. So this is all you have studied. In the same way, this also proceeding in the same way, just the difference will be we are not considering like vector. In a normal Cartesian plane we are going. In your vector we were seeing in your we were seeing that, but here in your three-dimensional only in Cartesian plane we will see. Here you had to find your unit vector, remember, r cap. Here how we used to do? Vector r divided by modulus of vector r. So how would it be? This unit vector, how you would find? This components, yes, x divided by modulus of vector r. Modulus of vector r will be what? Root of x square plus y square plus z square. This only you were considering it as your direction cosines, right? Like this only you were finding out your direction cosines. Same way this also in your plane we gonna study it. Okay, you're in your Cartesian method only. So we will see in this how it is. It's not what you tell unexpected or anything. It is linked with your topic of vector algebra only, where you had your direction cosines, your direction ratios. Considering all this only we gonna study. Okay, there will be little bit light issue, please try to manage. I hope this is visible. I have made sure it is visible for you all. Please avoid the disturbance, I can't help it out. So we are starting with our same direction cosines and direction ratios of a line, right? We are studying about a line itself, but in your three-dimensional geometry, that is three-dimensional space, but your Cartesian plane itself in your same procedure. So what is your direction angles, direction cosines? I have written it. See, there is your plane, right? This is your plane, three-dimensional your plane, it is Cartesian plane. We have done. A line is passing through your origin, which I have taken it as L. So you can see from your O, if I consider this P somewhere a point, if this somewhere I have considered your point OP, as we have said, your OP is considered as your R, right? This is your distance. So we have considered the same, and you're drawing the angle means along your x-axis it will be alpha, along your y-axis it will be beta, and along your z-axis it will be gamma, right? You have done everything this in your vector algebra. Similar, the same concept we're gonna do here. So everything, the definitions part I have written, so just note it down. No need of again explaining you. And when you are reversing the same angles, if you are reversing it, it will be pi minus alpha, pi minus beta, and pi minus gamma, right? So the same I have written. And any three numbers which are proportional to the direction cosines of a line are called direction ratios. Proportional means what? How it is? A by L is equal to B by M is equal to N by C. This is only is your direction ratios, proportional with relative. If L, M and N are direction cosines and ABC are direction ratios of a line, then your A is equal to, we take any constant K. So any here lambda they have taken. So A will be equal to L lambda, B will be equal to M lambda, N will be equal to C lambda, where they are of any non-zero, where your lambda belongs to R. R means what? Your real numbers, right? So next is there's a small explanation like finding your direction cosines. We have taken that ABC be direction ratios of a line and LMN be the direction cosines of a line. LMN represents what? Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, right? In short, we take it as LMN. So we have taken L by A, proportional, right? We are doing proportional. L by is equal to M by B, N by C, which is equal to A. K we have taken, where K is yet any constant. So therefore this becomes what? L will be equal to A into K separately. You are equating it, right? L by A equal to K, M by B equal to K, N by C equal to K. This is separate for each. So you will get M is equal to BK, N is equal to CK. But we have the condition that L square plus M square plus N square is equal to what? It is equal to 1. So whatever L you have got, M you have got, N you have got, just substitute here. What you will get? A square K square plus B square K square plus C square K square is equal to 1. So from this each I can take K square as a common. K square comes out, so you are left with A square plus B square plus C square equal to 1. So just pause the video to note it down. Take this as equation 1. So then your K square, what it will become? K square will be 1 divided by A square plus B square plus C square. And if you want to find your K, your square becomes your square root, right? But plus or minus square root of 1 by root A square plus B square plus C square. So the same will write. And here all K value whatever we have got, we'll just substitute. That is your direction cosines. Simple. Take this as equation 1. So K you will get plus or minus 1 by root of A square plus B square plus C square. So as I said, we have to substitute our K value in your equation 1. So what it becomes? L you are getting plus or minus A by root of A square plus B square plus C square. M plus or minus B root of A square plus B square plus C square. N plus or minus C by root of A square plus B square plus C square. So this is your direction cosines. So in your examples, when they'll ask you to find out the direction cosines, you have to make use of this to find out. Okay, LMN. You can just make it a box. I hope it is clear. Next, we will go relation between the direction cosines of a line. Here I have drawn a diagram. A three-dimensional x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So I have taken a line that is RS, and similar to this same one a parallel line I have drawn, right? Same to this I have drawn a parallel line with the point, and I have noted a point x, y, z. This line is passing through the origin, right? This line is passing through the origin. So this line with your direction cosines, it will be LMN. Parallel to same one similar parallel line I have drawn with the point P, X, Y, Z, and this is passing through your origin O. Now what I am going to do, I am drawing perpendicular line from P. Perpendicular means like this it will come, right? See, like this. Perpendicular P, and this I will make it as A. So PA becomes your perpendicular on your x-axis, right? On your x-axis it becomes So this here you get an angle alpha only, right? On your x-axis means angle alpha. So here you can see, if separately you'll get a right angle triangle type, like this you are getting. Okay, you are getting a right angle triangle, like your OPA. Okay, like this it is your right angle triangle. Here you'll get your right angle. So like this you'll get. So your OA is what? OA is base, right? This, and it is x-axis, so we take it as x. And your OP, for your line, if OP means this is your R, right? Your OP is R, your OA is x. So your PA, you have to find your this, that is your hypotenuse itself. So we're gonna write it down everything. After drawing the diagram, whatever I've said you, like considering the line and all, you have to write. Here it is, see whatever I just said you, after drawing the diagram, here it is. So write down this. Draw a diagram and write this first, all sentence. Okay. First write this sentence, then whatever I'm writing after that, below that write it. Pause the video to note it down, students. After writing that sentence, write, let OP is equal to R, we have taken it, right? Let OP R, then your cos alpha becomes what? Cos alpha of your right angle triangle becomes base by hypotenuse, right? Your cos theta is what? Base by hypotenuse, and your base is what? Your x divided by R. So OA by OP, which is equal to XR, and we know that direction cosines of your cos alpha is your L, right? So L is equal to cos alpha, we can take this as L. So you have L is equal to x by R. So x value will be L into R. Similarly we go for cos beta, cos gamma, same. So what you'll get, MR is equal to y is equal to MR and z is equal to NR. So thus we have x square plus y square plus z square is equal to R square into L square plus M square plus N square. This is considering from your direction cosines, how we had done the k square of everything. This is from that of your direction cosines. This is equal to this. But you know that x square plus y square plus z square is equal to R square, right? We know this. X square plus y square plus z square is equal to R square itself. So we are replacing this, you take as 1, your x square plus y square plus z square by your R square. So you can write from 1, what we get, x square plus y square plus z square is taken as R square. Your left hand side remains as it is, R square, L square plus M square plus N square. Okay. Now what will be your L square plus M square plus N square is R square divided by R square. So R square 1s are, R square 1s are, so you are getting 1. So therefore your L square plus M square plus N square is equal to 1. This is the relation between your direction cosines and of a line. Okay, of a line. What we have done. Just pause the video to note it down. This is just for your understanding. I doubt they'll ask all this. But still, if you are clear in this, then it will be good enough for you. Main is you have to remember all this, just this formulas. That's it. Next is direction cosines of a line passing through 2 points, right? Passing through 2 points. Here you have, I've taken same figure, just here again shortly it is. You have drawn your 3-dimensional and your x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Your 2 points we have taken, P you can take as x1, y1, z1, and q will be x2, y2, z2. So we have taken a line. Its direction cosines will be what? LMN itself, same, right? Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Now what we will do, we'll draw perpendicular from P and from Q. Okay, this also points we can take as your R and S. Just join it in your xy plane itself. Now what we'll do, from P we will draw again perpendicular to your QS, like this. Okay, so here you can see you are getting a right angle triangle. This itself I have drawn here. Just taking this part, I have drawn it to again another figure, so that you get it clearly that you are getting your right angle triangle, and right angle triangle this, okay, this you'll get triangle PQN here you'll get, and it is angle gamma. It is making angle gamma along your z axis, so it will be cos gamma. Here you'll get cos gamma. In the same way, the previous how we have done, same way. Just pause the video to draw the diagram. Okay, first draw the diagram, and again I'll tell you what all to write. So first write this point. Consider line passing through the given points P, x1, y1, z1 and Q, x2, y2, z2, which I said. After that, write it from textbook I have written. You shouldn't forget. I'll show you what you have to write. Next you write this. As I said you, direction cosines LMN from line PQ. So it makes angles alpha, beta, gamma with your x, y, z axis respectively. Then as I said you have to draw the perpendiculars, your RS and even perpendicular from P, so that it makes a right angle, and your right angle becomes what? PQN, which is equal to your gamma. So till here write it. After drawing the diagram, write this part. Okay, write this part. So we are considering in your right angle triangle P and Q, that is PQN is your gamma. So cos gamma, how it is? So you are getting your right angle triangle in such a way. Okay, it was like this. So accordingly, this is your base. If you draw it properly, you'll get like this, right? So this is your base P. Just a second. This we have taken as your P, this we have taken as your N and Q. Okay, accordingly I am doing it. So your base by hypotenuse we take, right? Base by hypotenuse. So your cos gamma becomes NQ by PQ. And your NQ, how it is given? Your Q you have taken as your x2, y2, z2. See, you have three coordinates, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Accordingly, for your cos gamma, it will be z-axis, right? For z. For your cos beta, it will be y, and for your cos alpha, it will be x. So your cos gamma will be what? Z2 minus Z1. Okay, Z2 minus Z1, because Q and your P form. So Z2 minus Z1 whole divided by PQ. Similarly, cos alpha will be x2 minus x1 by PQ. Cos beta will be y2 minus y1 by PQ. So here hence the direction cosines of the line segment joining the points P1, P and Q are, it is given by how? First we will take for alpha, x2 minus x1 by PQ, y2 minus y1 by PQ, z2 minus z1 by PQ. What will be your PQ? PQ is your square root of x2 minus x1 whole square, y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. The same which you have done here, direction cosine. See, here you had single A, B, C. Here just you will be having x2 minus x1, because your distance we are considering it, right? You are getting a right angle triangle, so we consider the distance formula. Even this you have to remember. Just remember the thing, don't go in a detailed. There's no need of you going in a detail. You're just concerned with remembering this formulas. That's it. As you had your r square is root of a square plus b square plus c square, same your PQ will be root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square plus z2 minus z1 square. So the direction ratios of a line segment here, it will be what? Only x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. That you can take it as a note. Just pause it to note it down. This note you can take, direction ratios of a line segment. Okay, take as a note itself, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, or either way also you can go, x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, z1 minus z2. Okay, to taking all this, just write this as a note itself. Then we'll proceed to an exercise part. Before that, I'll show you some example. That's it. We'll do example. I've taken one example. If a line has direction ratios 2, minus 1, minus 2, determine its direction cosines. So at start, what we have done, on that basis it is asking. So direction ratios, you have 2, minus 1, minus 2. So this is given as ABC, right? And direction cosines, how it is given? L plus or minus a by root of a square plus b square plus c square, your m, your n. Now here you see you have plus or minus. This signs you have to go accordingly with your direction ratios. If it is plus, means your plus means the number with the plus comes, with the number with the minus comes minus. Okay, just that's the difference of your plus minus. Not any depth, anything like for you have to change the signs, no need. If you're getting positive numbers, your positive directions, consider your plus only. You're getting negative, consider your negative. That's it. So now you see here you have A, B, C, we'll consider it. So write it down. What will be your A? A is your 2. So I'm writing here A2 whole divided by, I'm getting denominator is square root of a square plus b square plus c square. What is your A? It's 2, so it becomes 2 square plus, what is your B? B is your minus 1, so you'll get your minus 1 square plus your C is, it's minus 2, so minus 2 square. Okay, be proper with the square root. Okay, so you have got this L. Same way here on I'm writing M plus or minus B. Your B you have got minus 1, so write minus 1. Denominator, same you'll get a square plus b square plus c square, so you have 2 square plus of minus 1 square plus of minus 2 square. And where shall I write? Shall I write down itself? Here shall I write? Then here I'll write. Okay, n is equal to C plus or minus only. C is what? Minus 2 again, so you'll get here minus 2. Denominator is square root of a ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ a square ಇದೆ, b minus 1 square plus c sorry minus 2, see I'm writing c itself, minus 2 square. So ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? just calculate it, simple ಅಲ್ವಾ? just calculate. L is equal to 2. See denominator you have 4, 2 square you'll get 4 plus minus 1 square, it becomes again minus sign squaring, obvious it will become again positive. So 2 square is 4 plus 1, it will be 5. Again here you will get 4. So what you will get? 4 plus 4, 8. We will write only 4 plus 1 plus 4. So you will get 9. Square root of 9, and square root of 9 is 3, right? Square root of 9 is 3. M is equal to minus 1 by again root 9. N is equal to minus 2 by root 9. You'll get this only, right? So shall I write here down? So L, what you'll get? 2 by 3. M will be minus 1 by 3. N will be minus 2 by 3. So these are the direction cosines. Yes, these are your direction cosines. It's very easy, 2 marks questions. Just you have to just remember this part. Your direction cosines, how it is given, your direction ratios, how it is given. That's it. Then it is very easy to do. Pause the video to note it down. Next question I have taken, show that the points A, B, C are collinear. Collinear means what? Points lying on the same line, right? Points lying on the same line are collinear. So we have to show these points are collinear with the help of your points which they have given. So direction ratios of a line joining AB is given by this. I have said you x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus. We do like this one, right? In your vector form also we used to do the same. So first we will go for our AB, then we will go for our BC. AB, we are taking the line first AB. See in your vector form how we used to do? AB vector means 1 minus 2 x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, it would be, right? So how it will be? x2 minus x1. So 1 minus 2, it will be minus 1 I cap plus minus 2 minus 3. So this becomes minus 5 j cap plus 3. Here you have already minus 3 minus, and already you have minus 4. So it becomes 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 you will get 7 k cap. you had like this only, right? So it's a direction ratios how you'd find -1, -5 and 7 would be its direction ratios, right? It's okay, you just keep it here, later we will do. Next we will consider our B and C points in the same way. 3 minus 1 you will get 2 I cap plus 8 minus of minus 2 you are getting, which means here first minus will be there, already a minus, so it becomes plus, so 8 plus 2 you will get 10 j cap, minus 1 minus 3 you will get minus 4 k cap. So you have got vector A, vector B, C. In your vector form, how you have done that one I am showing. Now to show collinear, what you have to do, you have to take the proportionality of your A by A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2. Proportionality you have to check. If they are proportional to each other, means you will get the same number, then you can say they are collinear. Now we will check how you will get. You can write thus, minus 1 by 2 equal to minus 5 by 10 equal to 7 by, sorry, a point I took wrong, so it is 11, I have taken 1, so 11 minus 3, this will be a 14, right? So you will get minus 14. So you can say minus 1 by 2, so 5 1s are 5 2s are 7 1s are 7 2s are, so everything is equal to minus 1 by 2, so they are proportional to each other. That is, proportional means how they are, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, this is equal to what, minus 1 by 2 only. Proportional, you can write, if you are getting proportional, then you can say therefore the points are collinear. Simple. Like this you have to find your collinear part. Okay, I hope this is clear how you have to solve your direction cosines, your collinear. Pause the video to note it down. So we'll head up to our exercise part. Exercise 11.1. First question I've taken. If a line makes an angle 90 degree, 135 degree, 45 degree with your x, y and z axis respectively, find its direction cosines. Okay, they are asking directly direction cosines and they have given you the angle, so you have to find the value, and you know it is cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, which is LMN. So we will start. Solution first, write, let the direction cosines of a line be L, M and N. So L, which is equal to what, cos alpha, right? Technically it is cos alpha, and here alpha degree they have given, means angle they have given you, it is 90 degree, and cos 90 we know it is 0. Cos 90 value is what, it's 0, right? Now comes your cos 135 degree. So cos 135 though we doesn't have a value, we have to convert it either as 90 plus x or pi minus x in anyhow. So we will see our pi by 2 minus x. See, whenever you are having such angles, you have already studied in your SSLC part, you have studied in your class 11th. Still, I'll explain you. If you get such big angles, 100 plus or anyhow, if you want to find how you have to take, always divide it by 90. Okay, see, you'll get 135, divide it by 90 itself. 90 ones are 90, you can take, so 5, 13 minus 9, you'll be left with 4, yeah. So you'll get here 45. So whatever your remainder, na, this will be as your x. 90 plus x, yes, with you can see. So ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಮಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು ಇದು 90 ಇಂದ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. 90 ಇಂದ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಮೈಂಡರ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, you can do it as 90 plus x. Okay, you can take, you'll get as angle pi by 2 plus x. You have studied this supplementary angles, right? Sorry, complementary angles. Pi by 2 plus x, cos pi by 2 plus x, cos pi by 2 minus x, sin pi by 2 plus x, everything you have studied. For that case, this simple technique you can apply. You can just divide it by your 90 degree. You'll get here 45. If you confused, if you're not sure whether it's correct or no, you can add this both, you'll get the same. So how you can write? Cos 90 into 1, right? 91s are 90, like this you can take 91 plus, okay, plus x what it is, 45 degree. 90 into 1 plus x, 90 your quotient into your remainder. So 90 into 1 plus 45. So always remember, when in your quadrants you have your functions on your x-axis. Your x-axis, it will be 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. Whenever you have such angles, here your angles won't change. Okay, angles doesn't change. That is, your cos will remain as cos itself, your sine will remain as sine itself, your tan will remain as tan itself. Okay, trigonometric ratios change ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗೆ on x-axis. x-axis ಅಂದರೆ x-axis ಏನೇನು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 0, 2 pi, ಇಲ್ಲಿ pi ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತು again 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi. But on your y-axis, y-axis ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. On your y-axis, your angles or your ratios changes. Changes andre your cos change to your sine. Your sine changes to your cos. Your tan changes to your cot. Understood? Remember this. You have already studied all this, but still I'm just brushing it up so that most of them have asked me, we get confused while changing the angles. So remember, first of all, whenever you have more than 100 the angles or more than 90, first divide it by 90 and check whether you have to subtract it or you have to add it up. Okay, if you're subtracting, then you're getting this, or by adding, which means you'll get pi by 2 plus x, pi by 2 minus x. Either case will be pi by 2 or it will be pi. Considering the same with pi also, you can do in the same way. If you have big, then divide it by 180. Pi means 180, right? And pi by 2 means your 90. After that, check. Now 90 degree you have, right? So 90 degree means, remember, it will be y-axis. 90 degree irtade y-axis. So 90 degree bandre ನೀವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, y-axis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ratios, trigonometric ratios change ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. So your cos ಇದ್ರೆ sin ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, sin ಇದ್ರೆ cos ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, tan ಇದ್ರೆ cot ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. So ನೀವು remember ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ cos ಇದೆ, so obvious, and ಇಲ್ಲಿ 90 degree andre idu cos changes to your sine x it becomes, right, 45 degree. So sine 45 degree. Admele you have to go for your sines to check. Here accordingly quadrant, if you go 90 plus x, this is pi by 2 plus x. Pi by 2 plus x means it lies in your second quadrant, right? So this is your pi by 2. If you are adding, it comes in your second quadrant. If you are subtracting, minus x if you do, it lies in your first quadrant. You can go in this way. Here you can see in your second quadrant, sine and cosec is positive. How it will be? A, S, T, C. You can study like after school to college. Either you can remember in such a way. A, S, T, C. I have said you. Here sine and cosec will be positive, except that everything will be negative. So in your second quadrant, either you can consider in such a way, or again one more step is, whenever you are getting here the numbers, I have done right 90 into 1. So whenever you are getting your odd numbers like 1, 3, 5, if you are getting odd numbers, the sign will be negative. If you are getting even like 2, 4, 6, you will get positive. These 3 steps you remember. If you can't go this deep, remember in such a way. Okay, it is odd number, so it becomes minus sign, and your sine 45 degree is what? Minus 1 by root 2 you will get. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2 and your minus. I hope this much is clear how you have to do your angles. Once again I'll tell you. First, nimge angle sikkidre divide it by 90 first. After dividing, whatever remainder you are getting, that will be your as your x. So check whether it is 90 plus x or 90 minus x. Okay? Then comes your 90 into your quotient, when you divide, your quotient plus your remainder. This you'll get cos or sin, whatever. 90 into quotient plus remainder. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 90 ಇದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ your cos changes to sin, okay, or your sin changes to cos, tan changes to cot, or your cot changes to tan. This one thing. After that, your x is to this only, na, sin r, means whatever you are getting remainder. See your quotient. If it is odd, sign will be negative. If it is even, sign will be positive. That's it. Like this, you will come to know of your complementary angles, how you have to use. Next comes your n cos gamma, gamma 45 degrees, so cos 45 degrees also 1 by root 2. So you have got your direction cosine 0 minus 1 by root 2 and plus 1 by root 2. Okay, it's very easy. Just remember on your converting, most of them have asked me, you are getting confused in converting the angles. I hope now this much is clear for you, how you have to convert your angles. If the big numbers are there about 1000, you can divide it by 180, same procedure you can follow, divide it by 270, right? Pause the video to note it down. And always remember, when you divide the quotient, what you get, you should have the value for that. Like you should get 40, 30, 60, 30, 45, 60, 90. It should be in such a way, because you have value for that itself. We'll proceed to other. We have next question, fifth one. Find the direction cosines of the sides of a triangle whose vertices are 3, 5, minus 4, minus 1, 1, 2, and minus 5, minus 5, minus 2. So here they are asking you direction cosines, sides of a triangle they are asking. So we have taken a triangle, your A, B, C vertices we have written. See, here they are not asking of the line, they are asking the sides. Okay, means one side of your triangle, your full 3 sides they are asking. So which means we have to go in a vector form. You have to take your AB vector, then BC, then CA. Same direction it should be. Yes, sorry, AB means like this, it will be AB, BC, CA, right? It should go in the same direction. If you have learnt in your vector, if you remember, directions should be same. If it is opposite, then your sign changes here. So AB vector, how we find? X2 minus x1 I cap, y2 minus y1 j cap, z2 minus z1 k cap, right? In the same way, if you see like this, it is a line only, right? And even to find your line segment, it is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So we'll do the same. Minus 1, minus 3, you'll get minus 4, and here you'll be having I cap, right? You have done this. Then plus 1, minus 5, again you'll get minus 4 j cap, plus 2, here you have minus 4 already, minus into minus becomes plus, so 4 plus 2 you'll get 6 k cap. Then you have AB, we will consider BC vector. From here and I'll take, I didn't write BC. Minus 5, minus 1 means minus 5 plus 1 it becomes, so it is minus 4 I cap, minus 5, minus 1, this becomes minus 6 j cap, minus 2 becomes minus 4 k cap. Then comes your CA vector, CA, minus 1, minus 3 is your minus 8 I cap, minus 5 is your minus 10 j cap, minus 2 plus 4, right? Because here minus sign already is there, so minus into minus becomes plus. So minus 2 plus 4 becomes 2 k cap. To find the direction cosines of your vector for sides of a triangle, you need unit vector. And for unit vector, how unit vector is given? A cap, right? A cap or AB cap, BC cap, CA cap. For that you need magnitude also, and magnitude is given by modulus. And modulus how is equal to square root we take, right? Square root of your 4 square, your 4 square, your 6 square. This is minus 4, so minus 4 square plus again minus 4 square plus 6 square. So what you will get? Calculated. So when you calculate 4 for 16, 36, you will get root 68, and root 68 you can split it. I don't have here space, so you can split into 4 into 12. So this you'll get 4, you can take out. So 2 root 12, your magnitude will be 2 root 12. In the same way, magnitude of your BC, vector BC, considering same, 4, 6, 4, minus 4 square plus minus 6 square plus minus 4 square, you'll get same, I guess. So you'll get 2 root 12. Then you have CA, vector CA. So you'll get root minus 8 square plus 10 square plus 2 square. So 64, 100, 2 square. If you do, you'll get root 42, 2 root 42. Yes, because you'll get here 148. So if you do 4 into 42, you'll get 2 root 2. So magnitude you have got. Now you have to find the direction cosines. AB cap vector. So how you find vector AB and your magnitude? Your components of your vector AB divided by your magnitude, right? You have done this unit vector, not write it directly, I'll write. So you'll get minus 4 divided by 2 root 12, and here you have your I cap, again minus 4 divided by 2 root 12 j cap, then plus 6 divided by 2 root 12 k cap. So you have to find your LMN, direction cosines will be your LMN. This if you want, 2 2s are 2 2s are 2 3s are. So you'll get minus 2 by 12, and you have again minus 2 by root 12, 3 by root 12, which is your LMN as your direction cosines of your AB cap. Similarly find for BC and CA. Okay. So in the same way, for your BC cap and for your CA cap, we have found your direction cosines. I hope this is clear. Please note it down. It is same as your vector algebra. It's very easy concept. We'll meet in the next class with the next concept. Thank you, students.